It is open, my friends. Battles have yet to begin. Laughter will be heard in gales and floods, but if not, at least there will be blood. The sorrow and loss may abound. We'll do our best to hold this hallowed ground.
Need guidance on life, auto, or homeowners insurance? Contact Kate Woolman State Farm for all your insurance needs. Rates can be more affordable than you think, and protecting what matters most to you is important. Call Ben at 719-539-6265 and he'll set you up with what you need. That's 719-539-6265.
Speaking of Clyde, where were you going again? You were heading towards Free
The
Beer,
big beer
right?
tent. I was running up that hill.
Okay. As you go, you hear some jaunty violin music, and you hear your feet clapping on wooden boards, and lots of hands going in unison. You
Somebody
pass,
playing the spoons, I hope.
Oh yeah. One's even got the blow jug, boom, 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 boom.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say jaw harp.
There might be one. You can't tell for sure because you're running too fast. You pass a dwarf on a big platform. There's a whole bunch of people lined up. There's like cords around the edges. You run past a little gnome. Actually, no, sorry. You run past a little gnome carrying what looks like bread on a tray. He's going, bread, 1 copper, local bread, 1 copper. Throw in some of the local cheese for 2 pence. 2 pence for the local cheese. You catch a whiff of the smell there. It doesn't smell as good as what Casimir had.
I don't know. I wouldn't know that, but okay.
No.
Look, you don't want to know what local cheese is.
Can you roll me a dexterity check as you are running through this crowd?
Oh, wonderful. Okay, not terrible. Dexterity. What the? Where is that? Am I blind?
Should be. Oh, it's just a straight. It's one at the top. It's at the top.
Oh, I'm like, I see deception. I don't see just dexterity on here. Oh, yeah, it's at the top.
Alphabetization.
+3. Yeah. 15 is my total.
Okay. So you are able to, at the last second, skip over what is like a little blue and green figure. You catch a hint of big ears. You like hop over him, lift one leg, turn around, because you're hopping. You got momentum.
Yeah. Like a pink blur.
Yep. Veilpip, can you also roll a dex check, please?
Did I trip over him?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
I was not expecting that.
I'm picturing that TikTok sound.
All right, this is a dex save, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh boy. That would be a total of a 6.
Oh boy.
Woohoo.
All right.
Oh dear.
Veilpip, you are walking along, surrounded by probably 10 children of various ages, and as you're glancing over your shoulder, you're once again shaking one kid's hand, using mage hand to shake another kid's hand. Carl is on your shoulder making honk honk noises and says, "Wait, look out!" And all of a sudden, you have been smacked and tripped over by a 6 foot tall orange figure.
The gnome got punted.
So, you're now on the ground, and also, Clyde, you're like, you've definitely got impact, but you're like bouncing to keep your balance.
There's a very
I'll be
big
like,
difference in
"Whoa!"
weight here.
Yes.
Oh my
yes.
god, yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
roll
6
for
foot tall, pink
uh,
haired
Veil
woman.
Pip's
take,
about 3'5", I think, and I think what did he weigh again?
Yeah.
I'm literally twice your
48
size.
pounds. So yeah,
Yeah,
he's
you
3'5".
Can you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage, please?
Oh, no.
All right, 4 points.
As I am like tripping and stuff, oh my goodness, I am so sorry, little fella. Are you okay? Wow, I just did not even see you. You're just so tiny. Oh, here, let me help you up. And she'll reach down and like set him on his feet.
As you do this, you just see Veil Pip's feet kicking like extremely fast before you put
Like
him
a little
back
baby.
down. He's like, put me down. You hear a which
Oh, whoa,
translates
whoa, you
into
sound
Gnomish as
angry.
"put me down," but Carl doesn't bother to translate this. He's like, thank you for giving him a good lesson. My name is Carl. It's nice to meet you.
Carl, hi. And,
Oh yes, this is Veil Pip. Don't worry, he's got some spells to take care of it. And Veil Pip, you see he pulls out some what looks to be just a roll of something, probably tape, out of from behind his back again, and he just pulls out a stretch and puts it over his knees. And he does that to cast what's the name of the spell? He casts Cure Wounds on himself. I'm not gonna roll it because the bonus is +4, so he.
Yeah. He only took 4 points of damage to begin with. So.
Yeah, so you just see him put some tape on himself to cover up the very clear damage that he just took.
Jeez. Well, I'm terribly sorry, Veil Pip. Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm Clyde. She'll reach out and like try to find your hand, whichever one is out, and
Veil
she'll
Pip will
shake
extend
it.
his hand. Then he's also going to cast Minor Illusion to create a business card for you and hand it out to you, and it just says, Veil Pip, Children's Party Wizard.
In what language?
It's actually in Dwarven, so...
Yeah. She'll just look at it and go, oh, very interesting, and put it away. Had no idea what it says. That's really cool that you have your own cards. Or do you have like your own little business?
You don't notice it, but since it's an illusion, it just completely despawns the minute you put it in your pocket.
Okay, she thinks she has it still.
Good. She's gonna try to reach for it later and have no idea what happened.
Oh, boy.
So you are a children's party wizard. How's that for business?
Well, it looks better on a business card than Hobo Wizard, but it doesn't really pay the bills.
Hobo Wizard!
You're popular? Oh my gosh, I am so sorry that like I tried to knock you. I didn't try to knock you over. I honestly didn't see you, but that's okay. I know to look lower now.
Don't feel bad. He's kind of used to the abuse. Don't worry about it too much. He kind of has it coming.
Oh.
Veil Pip
That's
is
too
just
bad.
giving him this just death stare, like, come on, seriously?
I'm just waiting for Veil Pip to
Is he
just reach up and
gesticulating or standing stock still?
Actually, at this point, Veil Pip just grabs him with Mage Hand and goes and pulls him to face him, like, which translates to "you know better" before letting him go.
No matter.
All right, that's right. I forget he has that as a ritual anymore. Don't you miss your ring of comprehend languages, Veil Pip?
Well, that sounds helpful.
Oh, it was, but he lost it.
So-
And now he doesn't know how to get it back.
Aw, man. I really hate losing stuff. It makes me sad.
I'm not sure how it happened, but, well, considering he likes to sleep in bushes, it's not really a big surprise.
Oh, he likes sleeping in bushes.
Oh,
Well,
yes,
I
he
have had
totally
some pretty
loves
fun-
sleeping in bushes.
you know, you can get up to some really fun things in the bushes sometimes.
Veil
so
Pip
I could
uses
understand
minor
that.
illusion to create the word "no" behind you.
No. No, you don't like to get up to fun in the bushes?
No, and he shakes his head, and your giant hat just flops back and forth.
Well, I guess everybody has a different thing that they like to do for fun. What do you like to do for fun?
And Veil Pip blinks for a second, and then he pulls the glove off of his mage hand, and he shows that it's now a skeleton.
You have skeleton hands?
It's actually
What happened to your skin?
It's actually chill touch, but and then he just puts it back
Oh.
on. It's like, oh yes, he likes to use his wizard abilities to entertain children. It's
Oh, wow. Well, that
believe
is
it
a
or
really
not, he
fun
actually
thing
is
to
a wizard.
do.
He actually went to university, even though he went to Nulanan.
University. No, I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's some bog water place near the Dwarflands. You'd never hear it. I think it's across an ocean.
I don't
from
know
there.
what that is either.
Oh, it's a big thing with water, you know.
I know big things with water. Not here, but that's cool. That sounds really nice. I bet that's super prestigious, if that's the word I'm looking for.
Oh, extremely prestigious. Yes,
Wow.
if you're a community university kind of wizard.
I don't know. I didn't go to school either, so. Or well, no, you sound like you went to school. Did you go to school?
I graduated Kama Cum Laude from Harvard University.
Cobb!
It is the finest familiar
Harvard.
school in the land.
Oh wow. That sounds fancy. You should
It
be really
should
proud
be.
of yourself.
And yet here I am in charge of a children's party wizard. You can imagine how I feel.
You should be proud of yourself. This is a very prestigious wizard, like we've established, and you, having graduated Kama Suma sumo wrestler, you got to assign to him. That sounds great.
Well, it's just gonna go silent for a minute. And he's just gonna turn to Veil Pip and he's gonna say, "Oh look, you're in good hands."
Oh, no.
That's great. Wow. Well, since we're friends now, do you want to come with me and have some beer? I hear it's free. Actually,
Veil
there's a
Pip,
lot of things that are free here. I got these earrings, totally free.
Veil Pip is now going to use minor illusion to cast the image of a giant beer next to him, and he's just going to nod very excitedly because Carl is annoying.
I'm taking that as a yes. Let's go! She is gonna grab you by like your arm and like pull you along to where she thinks the beer is.
Remember, he only plays 48 pounds and you're a barbarian, so he's probably now being swung around.
Flailing behind her.
I'm picturing like a stuffed rabbit being drugged behind a toddler.
With this line of other toddlers just marching and dancing
Marching
behind.
behind.
Still throwing pennies
We
at him,
have
by
a
the way.
line of children.
Oh no. Oh.
Where you
Well,
taking the
Bro,
hobo
why
wizard?
did you have to tell him that? I got bruises.
Hobo Wizard is coming with me so that we can have a drink. Have fun.
Okay. One kid leaves, but a few others are still following.
I'm waiting for, I don't know why, but I'm waiting for you to be like, goodbye, scram!
Wait, who's saying scram?
I don't know. Yes,
Actually-
that would be
Actually, yes. Veil Pip gets tired of this, and he decides to use minor illusion to cast a screaming illusion that says Stop throwing pennies!
Stop throwing pennies. I thought you wanted the pennies.
No, Carl
say
told
that-
him to throw pennies.
Oh.
Does it say it in common or dwarf or gnomish?
He's going to actually no. He's going to cast this because it's a. Actually, no. This one's not a cantrip. Can I technically cast? Actually, yes, it is an illegal cantrip. I'm gonna cast this through Carl, so I'm going to temporarily hijack Carl to cast this illusion, so I can use his knowledge of common. Carl is not going to enjoy this, but he's gonna have to deal with it.
Carl kind of like locks up, and his eyes go big. And you cast an illusion that yells, "Stop throwing pennies."
Yes.
All right. Some of the
Just
kids are
hijack-
like, "Whoa, magic!" But the others like skid to a
Wow,
halt and like
magic.
stare there with like huge scared eyes. One runs off crying. One just sits
hijack my
down.
Familiar as a sock puppet. I've been waiting for this character for a while. I'm sorry.
As you do that, you hear this soft-spoken voice saying, "Ah, magic user, most excellent."
And Carl is going to reply,
No, I don't
magic
use
user
any magic
is
usually.
maybe stretching the term. Yes.
I saw magic. And you turn around and like you just catch a glimpse of this purple cloak going behind tents.
Oh,
So it has to.
Someone was there.
So it has to have already happened then, because it was
do you
past
mean?
tense.
Yes.
The question: can I get Michael to kill me day one?
Yeah.
At least I have a
killing
I have a spell
Casimir.
for
on the
this.
other-
First chance I get, I'm bailing on Casimir and bonding with Clyde.
Oh.
Clyde is definitely easier to manipulate and probably less dangerous.
Oh, it's gonna be so much
Hey.
more fun than Cassie Boy.
Yeah.
How dare you assume
The
correctly?
problem is that he and Casimir are kind of well matched intellectually. And they
Are you
have the same.
saying they're not with
personality.
the others. Like, are you saying the rest aren't?
Yeah.
I mean, we have
Moving
no chaos
on.
gremlins here. They
I
just
would
can't communicate.
never say that.
Speaking of, let's return to Edward and Casimir.
All right, before
What
you
are you
take
two
a bite, you gotta take a good whiff, okay? All right, really take in those thin wafers of lamb. Enjoy and understand the savoring taste of this succulent meat.
Going to
There's
kind of
a. Go ahead.
say, he pulls a very dainty knife and fork out. I will admit that is quite delicious. You have a good taste in food. I'll give you that.
Oh yeah, I do. Oh.
There's a. It looks like a half dwarf, honestly, who's like standing at the other side of the food counter that you're at, and then like hand under their chin, and they're just kind of staring, and they're like, "Two things. That's an impressively fast way to eat,
Thanks.
and also you're really good at selling things. You sold my food better than I did just now."
Yeah. Oh, you should pay me then.
Someone walks up and says, "I'll have what the raccoon's having," and slaps down 3 cop. And he's like, "Okay," and he actually 1 silver and slides it over to you.
Okay, take this over. You enjoy, Casimir. All right, you sorry lot, come on over for one of the best years of your sad life.
He Casimir, just kind of slides up to the fellow behind the counter and says, "Jolly good, firing him like that. Nice to see an honest businessman." Leans in, and his eyes go from regular brown to glowing red. He says, "Don't you dare enslave him like his last masters did."
Oh.
Intimidation.
Roll intimidation.
21. No, 23.
He like backs up and like is like grabbing at the table behind him. He's like, no, I wasn't even trying to like hire him for the day. I was just appreciating that he told you the sandwich was good and he said it really nice. And then that other guy showed up and
And then it just immediately pulled him in your ears. Excellent, then. You all have a wonderful day.
As
Turns
soon as
around
he
and just walks off.
finishes that, I turn around and I'm like, that was for like 10 minutes, right?
Oh, as long as you want, you're fine. You're fine. You can go now if you want. I mean, do what you want. I'm not trying to enslave you. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Tell your friend it's okay.
I look at the silver, a little confused. All right, cool. He uses money over me. Sorry, sir. I'll hop on Casimir's shoulder, like, all right, nice and decently feasted.
Oh, go back.
Yeah,
Very good.
I could use another.
And he says, all right, here's the question. There's supposed to be free beer. I'm not a beer drinker. Is it worth it?
Absolutely, I'll drink yours.
You know what? Fair enough. Maybe I'll find what I'm looking for there. Who knows? I haven't found any other good luck in this town.
Take a tomato.
So he turns and heads towards the beer tent.
Hey, you ever tried talking to random people who have magical stuff on them? Like, maybe they're willing to sell the stuff on them.
No.
I can't tell if that was sarcastic or not.
And he goes, no, I actually hadn't considered that. I was under the impression what I would be looking for. And that's a very good point, actually.
Huh. Look at that. I sit down on your shoulder, nice and comfy. Wiggle a little bit.
It's a little bony.
Yeah, me too.
So they make their way towards the beer tent.
Okay.
At
As
this
you're getting
point
there,
is-
you see that there's a crowd of people. There's like a lot of people milling around. Some look like they're waiting. Some look like they're just chatting. It's like just a gathering spot. There is a queue line, and you see that a lot of the people have like little slips of paper. As you pull up, as if you're a vehicle. You're Ed's vehicle. There, you hear like a little chiming inside. They're like, "Oh, next group," and like 15 people walk in. At the head of the queue line, there's a human standing there giving out little slips of paper. It's like, "Are you here? Are you here for the 1 o'clock showing? 2 o'clock showing? You'll go over there. You'll wait till about an hour from now. You can listen to the chimes. I know we're a little more precise, but that's just to make it easier on us all. Sometimes it'll be faster. Don't worry about it." As you come up, you see just a crowd of people, mostly humans and dwarves. There are a few there's like a few elves. You see a lot of them are just wearing common folk garb. There's a couple people wearing what look like cleric robes. They have like a little sunburst on the regalia. You'll see one person in dark robes. Actually, over to your right, there's a guy in like black and white robes with a black mask. He's talking to a crowd. You can't quite hear what he's saying. And then also in front of you, you see there's a couple guys in armor, and as you're walking up to the line, you pass two figures in white cloaks, and then you also see a very tall orange female figure of some kind carrying one little, it looks like a hat attached to feet. That's about all you can tell. There's a couple kids around them like dancing. Some are like just staring at it. One's holding like the queue line bouncing. It's like, oh my goodness.
She looks like a starfish with seaweed in her hair.
And she goes, You know, sorry, I was not expecting that for some reason. And he goes, decent observation. The problem is Starfish can't possibly smell as bad as she looks like she does.
Oh. Holds down a little fist for you to bump.
Wow.
He
We
is
should meet her.
very carefully controlling his vicious mockery ability right now.
Kinda. It looks interesting. Like, what are... We should
Hold on a
rob him.
second here. And he goes, they all look uniformed, and typically, if you rob somebody belonging to a larger group, it brings the whole group down on you.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I'm not talking about Starfish Girl. I'm talking about the kids.
And he goes,
Look, they're throwing pennies at that little tiny thing. They got money. Speaking of
Yes,
which,
but-
we should pick those up.
I mean, you're free to, but they're pennies.
Never shy away from a single penny. I got myself a good shiny amount of money because those idiots back there who had me, they shied away from the pennies. Do you know who they gave them to? Me. Do you know who was richer than all of them in the end? Me. Pennies matter,
Very
buddy.
well then. Very well then.
All right. I rip off my
hold on.
clothes and get on the ground and start acting like a normal raccoon, picking up the pennies.
I'm going to I'm going to walk up to the lady at the front of the tent and go in my most charming voice. Ah, excuse me, good madam. I didn't realize they hired supermodels to man this stall. A pleasure to meet you.
Oh my god.
Oh, well, I don't exactly know what a supermodel is, but that sounds real nice. Thank you, kindly, sir.
And he goes, well, of course. Listen, my furry friend... Ahem, my furry friend and I...
Yeah.
He kind of, like, points to his shoulder.
Oh.
No, it's fine. I seem to have misplaced our tickets, but we had... What is it right now? It's like noon right now. Is that right?
12:30.
12:30, yeah. My friend and I seem to have misplaced our noon tickets, and we were hoping that we could pass through and get our beer. Persuasion, I think?
He's
Yeah.
real
The
clumsy.
deception-
With
He's real-
advantage.
Yeah, he's real
Oh yeah,
clumsy
yeah.
about his...
Deception. Roll a deception check with
Is-
advantage.
Deception with oh, that means okay. With advantage means I rolled 2.
And take the
2
higher.
20 for the
Yeah.
highest number.
Yeah. Deceive this crazy lady.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to roll this twice.
That's fine.
Well, I just nat 20, so I'm probably gonna take that.
Okay. Yeah, you're good.
So nat
Oh,
20
there you go.
plus, and I get a +6, so 26.
Oh boy.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, she like just you saying, "Can we get our beer?" She's like, "Oh my god!" She like swooning a little bit, and she like puts her arm around,
Oh man, Mr. Handsome. Yes, of course. You and your wow. Is this your friend? Really? I mean, you can make whatever friends you want, dearie. But
And-
I mean, you got to be careful with the animals around here. Some of them can be crazy.
I,
Yeah.
You
I,
gotta really be careful in the Niglis forest. Did he come from the forest? Aren't you the sweetest little thing, though?
I appreciate the warning, good madam, but I can assure you that what was it you said you were?
Edward.
No, species.
Oh, raccoon. Hey.
Raccoons are noble creatures that would never dream of harming or robbing anyone. Now,
Well, dear
You've
most
seen
lovely.
their masks. Not that I mistrust your friend here.
Oh, my dear lady, I thank you for your help, and keep those lovely eyes peeled. There are shady creatures about.
You got a paring knife?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, don't you tell me. I mean, you. Oh, by the way, as you go in, yeah, you can get as much as you want. It's free. Just don't do too much. But you do gotta be careful. I did hear that. Oh my goodness, where? Sorry, you've just distracted me so much. I really appreciate it.
she like looks around. She like ducks down, grabs a flower out of the dirt, and she's like,
Here,
go.
you shady
Dirt.
creatures.
Dirt flower.
Keep your eyes out for Garthy. He sells stolen things, and also the
Nudge, nudge.
also
Good information.
yeah. He's got one out for Garthy.
And he goes, and he kind of smiles, holds the flower, and then tucks the flower into his lapel, makes a grandiose bow, and then turns and walks into the tent.
Oh, no! You gotta wait your turn in line. They just lost their tickets. You stay here.
Dearest
So
Miss
he-
Sondrin.
And so he answers it, and he goes, there we go. And yes, you may have mine. I don't drink this swill.
Oh,
Raccoon. Never heard of that before.
you ever heard of raccoon? I
No,
would introduce
heard
you
of
to more, but I can't.
I remember a species on my world very similar to you, but we called them trash pandas.
Oh yeah, I get that name every now and then too. The Masked Bandit
I'm sorry.
too. Got that a few
Oh,
times.
that's a good one. But raccoon. Huh, interesting.
Yeah. That might be our normal name inside your place. You just heard the derogatory one. Don't call any other. Well, actually, I'm the only one who's going to be able to talk, so feel free to call other people of my species by that. It'll be funny.
Fair enough.
It smells very much of beer in here.
I'm just gonna kind of take a real good look and gander around to see if anything stands out to me. Just a good
Please roll a perception check.
perception.
Can I give him advantage
Passive.
by also looking around?
Sure.
I don't know what I'm looking for, but I'm just going to point out obvious things.
Yeah.
Is it me?
You said just general gander. You're not looking for anything in particular.
Well, obviously I want to get the lay of the land, and I'm also, you know, I'm looking for an artifact, so I'm keeping my eye out for anything that looks like a likely person to go speak to.
Okay. So, yeah, roll
Where
actually.
is it?
No,
Perception.
perception.
roll?
works.
Okay.
Perception should be like down
Yeah.
3/4 of the way on this.
I found it. Yeah, I found it. I'm sorry, I just couldn't find it originally.
That one's got a funny hat.
Not great. I got 11.
It's probably not magical.
You actually get to roll again because the raccoon is helping you.
Oh,
That looks like a magical. No, that's just a fancy belt.
18. Sorry, this dice it's a new dice. It's hard to read because it's kind of one of those cool metal ones. Well, I rolled 17, but I get a +1, so 18.
Sorry, say that again.
I said I technically rolled a 17, but I have a +1, so it's an 18.
Okay, cool. Let's see. So it's there's light coming in through the door. You see, there's even a couple lanterns over by the table where there's like casks full of, you presume, beer. And there's 5 different people like opening, pouring stuff into the jugs, setting it down in front of people. People are laughing at the counter, going, you see, you might not be used to this. You see a bunch of people who are happy to be here. It is a little more, probably inspired and helped along by the booze, like a little less conscious happiness. But a lot of them are just hanging around, happy to be here, joking with each other. You see that some of them are in like groups of, let's see, there's only you see like 2 or 3 groups of like 4 people. One looks like a family. They're all like, toasting each other. You see a couple people standing off to the side that are, look a little more loner, but they're chugging their beer.
Would you say there's a bit more life and music to this group than I'm used to?
Definitely than you've been used to, for now.
Yeah. There will, for a split second, his smile will falter, and he will run his fingers over the rune markings on his cane and look down at it sadly. But quick as a flash, his smile is back. And, yes, it's the raccoon. I'm guessing that in the middle of this time, the raccoon just rung off, got 2 beers, got back on his shoulder, and is now chugging the...
Ugh. Oh boy, I love places like this. That's a fancy cane.
And he goes, oh, yes, it's very important to me. I got it from my father. Something of a family heirloom.
What are the little bitties on it?
And he says, oh, just runes.
Huh.
An old language, long dead.
Yeah? What kind?
He says a word to you that just sounds like a bunch of gibberish. And he says, the language of...
Dead for a reason.
And he goes, exactly.
Smython, can you do me a favor and roll a d20?
Sure. Just a raw d20?
Yes, please.
Yep. 8.
Okay. Second. All right. Edward, you can tell he's not telling you the truth.
Oh,
At least entirely.
that's okay. I'll just file that away from my memory banks.
I just lost my water.
Alright.
Have you? And he says, look, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but that's 2 pints, and you have substantially less body mass than even I do. Is that a good plan?
Everything I do is a good plan.
He goes, all right, but if you vomit on my suit, there will be hell to pay.
There's a bit of foam mustache. Oh, don't worry, I won't vomit on you.
Or piss. Or shit. I'm not buying any of your products.
Dang it. If your hair is wet in the morning, it's not me.
What? One of
Nothing.
one of the people at the table, closest to Edward, is kind of just staring wide-eyed at him. And there's like, is this one with you?
What? Pointing to the raccoon, you mean?
Well, wait, is the raccoon
Or
on
to
your
me.
shoulder still? I thought he.
I think.
hopped off.
Did he jump off? Sorry, I thought he was.
I'd
falling
probably
on my
like,
shoulder.
I might be sitting at the table, like in front of you, as opposed to on your
Oh,
shoulder.
Okay.
Like a
So we're
kid,
so-
you've put on the table in front of you to keep an eye on. Yeah.
And he says, for the moment, yes, he is with me.
I'm cute, fluffy, and adorable. Pay me.
That's not how it works, but I mean,
It's not.
sure. I mean, if you're
Should
not
be.
paying for the beer, you gonna have
No.
any, sir? Pointing at you.
And he goes,
Like, help.
no, trust me, it does work that way. Just wait till he starts an Only Tales. No, I will not be partaking myself. He can have mine.
All right then.
Well.
Kind of just goes back to the table.
So, do I happen to be sitting near a small gnome or a barbarian?
You pass them in the line.
Oh, we
Oh,
can't.
I thought I had already
Oh,
gotten
what?
it. I thought they were
We
already
can't
in.
so much.
Oh, I
No,
did.
I said you
Yeah.
saw them outside.
Oh, I missed. I totally missed it. I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah, they were it's somewhere where I was still getting pennies thrown at me.
And he's thrown at you.
Yeah, I was picking
Oh,
up some of the
Okay.
pennies.
Sorry, I missed that somehow. Okay, all right, my bad.
Start pulling out the pennies in between. I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice. I love pennies.
How come they got in before us? They must be important.
Oh yes, they must have the privilege of getting money to get in earlier. Wouldn't it be nice to not be a
Yes.
hobo?
Yeah.
I mean, you are right by the woman who's handing out and taking tickets. She's like, "Oh no, they just forgot their ticket." Wasn't that tall and charming though?
Veil Pip's just down here waving his hands because no one can see him.
Oh, he's down here. He has a ticket. Here, I'll take it from. I'll hand it to her.
Oh,
Veil Pip just kind of hops up so you don't have to bend down.
I got it.
Okay, well, thank you, honey. Oh, it looks like this is for the next group, but honestly, she kind of looks around. She's like, we didn't have some people show up for this one, so we probably got some extra tickets from the previous one. I mean, those guys lost theirs, so you can go right on in.
Right. Beer ticket gets me in beer tent. Awesome. Let's go.
Sausages
She
taste
will
like sausages.
grab your hand again and go towards where she thinks the beer is.
Okay, so yeah, you go past her into the tent. You'll hear from behind. You hear her. Now, children. I know it's a festival day. That still doesn't mean you can go in the free beer tent. No. Scurry on. Scurry on. So you walk in. It also smells like beer for you. Also a little bit like vomit, honestly.
Oh, wonderful.
Lovely.
Gross. What's that awful smell?
Oh, yes. That would be... Oh, drunken excrement. Don't you just love the odor? Oh, give me a beer so I don't have to smell this anymore.
Okay. You're a little small, but it's all right. You'll be fine.
It's
You'll
not the
give him
size
a
that
whole
counts.
Not the size that counts, it's how you use it. Wait, what?
I'll just put it on the table, like in front of Carl, and then I'll be like, "Wait, do you both get a beer?" I'll just go grab another one, and I'll put one in front of him, and then one for me, and I will sit down and just chug.
I'm picturing a raven with a pint.
Yes, the tiny little raven, who is the size of a crow, is now sitting on the edge of the glass. And no, he's not drinking out of it. He is now magically in a bathrobe that he throws off, and he's now in swim trunks. Before he just
Ed was
goes
just
and jumps
watching.
into the pint.
That's got style.
So,
Veil Pip just holds up a card that says a 9 out of 10
9 out of 10.
before he takes a big old... Who is also just way smaller than the glass that he is drinking. He just starts taking a big glug out of it. You can see that he also casts Mage Hand so he can grab up the other edge of the glass.
Yeah.
So he's using 3 hands to take a gulp out of it.
Wow,
So
you
are
have
you,
3 hands to hold that big boy. Look at you go.
Okay. Murray, was Edward actually clapping? Or was
Yes.
that Murray?
Yes, Edward was actually clapping.
Cool. Smython, what were you gonna say?
is there any kind of entertainment going on? Like anybody singing, playing instruments?
Not in the tent. This is free beer tent. You can hear music from outside, of course. You probably hear jokes being passed around, but there's no specific entertainer in here. So Veil Pip, Carl, and Clyde do hear this little pattering of paws after Carl jumped in the beer. You look over and see a raccoon sitting on a table with probably 6 pints in front of him, just tapping the paws.
He liked your performance. Aw, thanks. Hi, I'm Clytastrophe. What's your name?
Clytastrophe. Of course your name's Clytastrophe. Wow. That is... Casimir, get a glimpse of this. Her name's Clytastrophe.
Oh, I'm glad you met our friend, the
amazing.
Clydesdale.
I'm
Clydesdale.
That's a horse.
That's a horse. He goes,
It's actually where she's from.
Oh, I'm
the
sorry. I
Clydesdale.
have such a hard time telling you mammals apart.
Wow.
I've been compared to a horse. It's fine.
They got... Never mind.
Also, while doing this, Veil Pip clearly just looks disgusted at his beer, and then you notice him cast prestidigitation on it, and all of a sudden you just see just lines of frost now coming off the mug, before he takes a big gulp and goes,
Ooh, me.
Magic.
all right, so Veil Pip does it again on Clydesdale's glass. However, if he does it on anyone else's glass, you'll notice that immediately the spots on his robe disappear. Then all of a sudden you realize that there's some stains on here that he really hasn't washed out in a while.
oh dear.
So I'm imagining he touches the raccoon's glass, and then all of a sudden the stars and moons just disappear off his clothes.
Oh, that is so cool. What did you just turn into? It's like a dirty rag that I've used after night.
Oh, don't worry. He's a hobo wizard. The laundry is intermittent treat. You know how it goes.
Hey, is this still safe to drink, seeing he's a hobo wizard and he touched it?
Oh, don't worry. He just made it cold. He
sweet.
cannot stand drinking the beer when it's warm as piss.
Oh,
I
good
can't say
heavens,
I
it's so
blame him,
cold.
but Oh, it makes me the shivers when he makes
GM.
that quote for me.
GM or player question. How common is magic, not just in this world, but in this little town? Like, am I
Oh yeah.
bumping shoulders
Give us
constantly
that.
with magic users, or is this pretty unusual that I'm seeing magic being used?
Mython, thank you. I never asked that as a wizard.
Oh, you're good. I'm trying to figure out how I would be responding to this, but I need that context.
I legitimately
Give
didn't
me-
consider that the entire time I made the character.
Give me a perception check.
Perception. Not an arcana?
Correct.
Okay, just double check.
Oh no. Good. I definitely asked the questions.
That'll be a 15.
15. Okay.
Yes.
So you've only just got to the town specifically. You know, you walked around. You know, you had to get here.
Yeah.
But yeah, magic exists. You definitely haven't noticed a lot of it here.
Okay.
Specifically. Like,
Gotcha.
so yeah, no, I mean, the predominant stuff that you've seen is stuff like the guy that you got the cheese from, where it's like,
Okay.
you know, they have very basic magic. Things like churches probably have a little bit more, and you know, individual people, but you haven't run into a ton of those yet.
Okay.
So yeah, this
Veil
is
Pip
probably
would-
one of the
Veil
strongest
Pip would
things you've
stand out.
seen.
Okay,
Yes.
got it. Practitioner of the arts. Clever use of that spell. Well done.
And you're just gonna hear Carl, he's just doing the backstroke in his pint, going, "Did you hear that, Val Pip? You got a compliment. The man thinks you're an actual wizard. Oh, if he only knew the truth." Val Pip's just gonna poke Carl down into the beer for a moment.
Wow.
Oh, look at the cat. He assaults his familiar. What can I do? You jock. And then he just shoots a stream of beer at Veil Pip across the counter.
You guys behave. We're having a good time.
Why am I picturing Edward looking at me and going, "Don't even think about it."
At this point, Veil Pip, you just see the mage hand appear on top of Carl's beer, so he can't shoot anything at him anymore. You just see
That
this
work?
over here.
Yep.
That's so funny.
Did Veil Pip say anything, or is he just?
Veil Pip, you hear going, and you see him snap his fingers, and then all of a sudden a scroll appears over his head in common. He has hijacked Carl for half a second, going, "Don't mind him. He's just grouchy."
Okay.
He's
So-
just grouchy.
So I effectively have comprehend languages cast on myself at all times because of how this character works. So if you say
Perfect.
something, just translate for me so I know what you said.
Ah, perfect, because Veil Pip also has comprehend languages as a ritual that he currently has up, as he's can clearly tell when Carl is translating things right now. So you hear Carl go, and he's like, "Don't mind Carl. He just always mistranslates everything because he doesn't like me very much."
So I will, Casimir will bring his cane up and speak into the top, but the sound that you hear is actually in, Gnomish. It's Gnomish, right?
You see him speak into it, and he goes, "Meep, meep."
But here's the thing, though. Well, the thing is that it's still in a transatlantic accent. So you hear,
He just turns into a complete muppet.
and he basically, his response is basically, "Ah, yes, this is a reason I eschew familiars myself. Never found them terribly useful."
That's right, I'm not a familiar.
Ah,
Oh,
yes,
do you know?
I
Oh,
don't.
do you know? Oh, do you?
I don't.
Okay, I
I'm
was
just
gonna say.
randomly saying that.
I didn't think I was gonna have to come up with an accent for Veil Pip so early.
Oh, sorry, I didn't.
No worries. I should have thought of that more often because I forgot you had that. I forgot you even had comprehend languages in that. But anyways, Veil Pip is going to go. Oh God, what is he even gonna go? My brain just farted. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. We've actually the role playing's actually been pretty smooth, all things considered.
Yes, it
from Brand's
has.
characters.
Yeah. I was considering how uncertain I was with this character. I'm amazed it has gone so smoothly.
Yeah, that's great.
Ah.
I love this. This party is gonna be something else.
Veilpip is just going. Veilpip is going to turn. He's going to go. Well, and Newlanon University wasn't really a big fan of the whole, hijack familiars and use them as a sock puppet. Not to mention, Carl gets really annoyed when I do that, so putting a boot on him is... Well, he's probably just going to find a way to take it back at me. It's a bit of a jerk.
He just kind of nods sagely. And so he says, "So you two are a bit of an interesting pair. What did he call you? Hobo wizard? No offense. And he looks, I'll learn everybody's name, I swear.
No, you won't.
Clydesdale.
Yeah, Clyde, yeah. Looks Clyde up and down and says,
You did describe her as smiling, so...
Barbarian? Actually, I guess they wouldn't have
What's
class
that?
names. Just Mighty Warrior.
I am able to fight. Are you looking for somebody to rough somebody up? Ruffians?
Looking for someone to hold this? Can you hold this for a moment?
Sure, what is it?
You
piece of
just see
string.
the mage hand reach out and grab whatever he's holding.
Oh,
I
great!
grabbed
An
my
extra
first pitch.
hand. Here you go. Have another.
What
Pulling
is
these
it?
random little bits together. Hey, it's
Get
gonna be
money out of
something
this
in a
great
moment
man.
here. Anyway, you were saying about the fact that you're an interesting looking person.
He says,
Me?
no, it's just...
Oh.
And
I guess.
Fighter warrior.
I don't look like a lot of people around here.
How'd you figure that? I mean, she looks like a fish to me, but how'd you figure that?
Who looks like a fish?
You do.
I look like a fish.
A little bit. Your hair kind
You
of
must have
reminds me
some
of seaweed.
weird looking fish.
Ugh. Sometimes.
Heh,
Oh, hang on.
sometimes.
I've ritually cast Speak Animals, and I'm now speaking Raven to Carl.
Yes! Oh no!
I figured they have their own language. We may as well have ours, seeing as we're animals. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Carl just sticks his head out. Oh my god, there's an actual civilized person here!
Sure, civilized. That's a word for it.
By the way, at this point, he's like hanging on the bottom of the glass because it's dropped several inches since he jumped in.
It's probably tall enough that it's up to my sternum, and I'm just sitting there with my hands up on the other side, like a fence.
My name is Carl, good sir. Nice to meet you.
My name's Edward.
Edward, where do you hail from, my friend?
Oh, tip a dibble.
Oh, Tip of the Dibble? Oh, I think I know where that's at. I think I have an aunt who migrates there in the summer.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Oh, trust me, buddy, you don't. You definitely don't. No one's got anyone who migrates there. Oh, boy. Yeah.
One of the other people in here, he's like a skinny guy, turns around. He's got a little bit of salad cheeks. He's like, hey, keep the animals quiet. Hey, you see that? He turns to one of the servers. He's like, look at these things. There's infecting the beer. Get them out. They're too noisy.
Carl is going to cast mimicry to imitate this man and says, someone please come slap me.
Oh,
Mouth myself.
actually, you know what? Hold
behind
on, hold
him.
on.
Huh?
Hold on,
Carl
hold on.
absolutely has mimicry as one of his abilities. I forget what the rolls are for it.
So, he said, please come shove me. I'm going to activate telekinetic shove. As a bonus action, you can telekinetically shove a creature that you can see within 30 feet of you. When you do so, the target must succeed in a strength saving throw of 16 or be moved 5 feet towards or away from you.
Okay.
This thing
But it's
actually has a
completely invisible.
mouth.
But it's invisible and silent.
Okay.
I too have this ability, by the way, so be warned.
Hey, someone come slap me!
Were you pushing him?
Yes.
Okay, he gets like slammed hard into the counter since he's right by it and 5 feet can't get him further than that, but it looks like it hurt.
Veil Pip is going to immediately follow this up by casting. Okay, so he has two versions of Mage Hand. He has the normal visible Mage Hand. He also has Invisible Mage Hand. He is now going to cast an Invisible Mage Hand, making the other Mage Hand disappear. And all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, you see the man who is now laying flat on the ground. His underwear just comes pulling out of his butt crack.
A couple of the other people at the bar just start pointing and laughing.
I just very
You can see
casually
his
say,
name under
"It
there
looks like-
too.
Hey, look, his name's Keith.
Keith.
Oh, look out for Keith.
Veil Pip would also like to use magical tinkering at this point. You can use to imbue a tiny non-magical object. Does this man's underwear count as tiny?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
he's wearing a G-string.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
I would like to use it to emit an. I can emit an odor. I am going to make it emit the smell of poople.
Oh,
Wait.
It's part of my art for Sir abilities. I can use magical tinkering, although I don't know if I can actually use it through Mage Hand or not.
Can it create smell?
That's a good question.
Yes, you can emit odor, nonverbal smells, static visual effects up to 25 words of text. 5-foot light radius. I can light at a 5-foot radius up to a 6-second long recorded message. It emits odor or nonverbal sound, so I can't use it to imitate people. That's what Carl's for. Static visual effects up to 25 words of text, and I can affect a maximum of 4 objects at a time.
Artifices are amazing.
Okay.
Mhm.
Alrighty. Mark that off on your character sheet. Yeah, don't forget to keep track of spells
Yeah,
you're using.
If I can use 2 of those, I'm going to make it both smell and make a very large sound. If I can only do 1 of those at once, I'm only going to do the
No,
smell.
you can do
but-
up to 4 at a time.
All right, I'm gonna make it look like he just soiled him, or make it sound like he just soiled himself.
And the guy, oh, no, get out! You had way too much. The person at the counter is like, come on, yeah, you. Do you need me to tell Ethel? Do you need me to? Don't tell Ethel. She doesn't need to know. He storms out really quick.
Oh, that's
He's like
good.
holding his pants up and like waddling weird.
At the minute he gets outside, both of it just disappears, and he's just holding his butt like he crapped himself without any reason why.
I'm just gonna laugh.
Magical tinkering, by the
So
way,
sweet.
is up to 4 objects, so I can just keep doing that as much as I want.
Such a broken ability.
Well,
It's up to you. You can to do another one, to do a 5th, you have to
yeah, you have
stop
to,
using one.
You could
and
do
then
another
cycle
one,
it.
but then yeah, it's like 4 uses at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
So
so
you use 2. So if you do it to another thing, then if you do 2 more things, 3 more things, then
Yeah.
it'll stop working on the other ones.
which is the same thing I'm doing with prestidigitation to make my beers cold.
Okay.
That's why his clothes are suddenly, clearly a bathrobe.
Good use of magic.
I have been putting some thought into this character.
Oh my gosh.
The end may have closed for now. We hope you met a friend this go around. Tired and blurry you may be. We hope your minds are full from this revelry. May peace follow you out. May you return for more giggles and